Hi D, how you doing? Hi everybody.
Hey, Tam. How are
Check
you
you.
today?
I'm good. You know I got jokes.
You are a jokester.
Like I said,
You definitely are a jokester.
don't forget your cream for your face. Just like,
I have no idea what that means.
and then don't forget your spray. So the oh, do I have it over here? I may have it. Oh yeah, is this it? Yes, your prime and set.
Yeah, I don't have any of that on yet. I just,
Prime and set, baby. Prime and set.
I swear you are ridiculous.
Premise it. Katie King, what's happening? What's happening? Tech Christian girl. Did I get it right? Tech girl Christian. Oh, I almost had it. Randy, what's going on, Randy? Welcome back. And Toya R, welcome back. Now we usually end shows earlier than what we've been ending, but I be running over a lot. I be
This
having so much
time
to
zone,
give.
this time zone difference has really been having you off beat.
The doll has been singing. That's right.
She's a mess. She was cracking plenty jokes before we got on live, so she's just continuing on her path of craziness.
And make sure you, when you put your lipstick on, you get a good color and get them lips full, nice, full, and pretty, like Janae. Okay, okay, capiche? You're not gonna feed into it.
Is that for me?
You're not gonna feed into it.
Are those jokes for me?
Every last one of them that I have spoken in the last 5 minutes, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. All those things that you have, I have them in some form. So thank you.
You
Thank
know,
you,
I,
Tech Girl Christian.
I want to make sure you.
I know you got me. I know you got me. If anything, I know you got me. So I appreciate it. I
And
I appreciate
don't
I
forget your
appreciate the
sunglasses.
love, friend. I do.
Don't forget your sunglasses.
I need some new contacts though.
Me too.
I do. I'm trying to make an appointment for my eye exam. So
So
what's
the,
going on? Last week we didn't have no show.
I
No
know.
show.
I feel naked.
Because what?
We didn't have a show last week. I
We,
can't even
but
say
we
what we
had
talked
an
about.
extended version of Tech Stocks and Jobs, which
Still
the
ain't the
the
same.
the crowd said keep it going, so we kept it going.
It
Like
still ain't the same.
I couldn't even bust the groove last week. It was. I was thinking when I was putting on my lipstick that I was like, man, I was like, this information is so important, and I hope people are receiving it and they are looking it up and they are doing their due diligence because this information is important, so important, especially when it comes to wealth building, inheritance, taking your, what they say, like you said the last show, it's not about the bag, it's about estate planning.
Mm,
So what does that mean for your family, and looking at those options and creating a outline for a strategy. So as you grow in your salary, because somebody did ask the last show, like if you're getting to K, what 2K, what does that 200K, what does that look like? And they broke it up in increments, but growing upward is growing. It's not a solid number. It's just getting to what that number needs to
right,
be.
right.
And we've discussed in meetups and stuff is that when you do a move, you shouldn't do a move into another position um no less than 20K
25K above what you already make.
above
25K.
what you already made.
Yeah.
Haywire, I guess it's I'm gonna say it's
Yeah, wire
auxiliary.
aux, like wire auxiliary. Got you.
So, well,
Thank you for becoming a member. I'm in Colorado. I'm not in Istanbul.
I
However,
think he was being funny.
I might be in Ireland soon.
I can't wait. I am so excited for Ireland.
Might be in Ireland soon. Oh yeah.
And I don't know where the Sound of Music is, but all I find myself is running through the grass like the lady in the Sound of Music.
And are you gonna take your locks and put them in two big plaits?
I might have a whole different hairdo by then. I'm just gonna run and frolic. I'm gonna do black girl frolic in the grass. Like I can't wait. It's on my invisible bucket list.
Got you.
Like I'm excited.
Got you. I'm excited too. Okay, I can't wait to pop off. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just pulling up stuff that, as you talk, I wanted to bring up, and I don't want to turn this into an investment show. I just want to. I just want to
Somebody said,
bring.
"Can we get the back? Can we get the backstory on Ireland?"
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I bring it. Yeah, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second on Ireland. Give me 1 second.
yeah.
Let me pull stuff over real quick. Just give me 1 second. Let me
All I
pull some.
have to say is 99.9 of our travels are tech related. I don't know why I would not be frolicking with my clothes on.
Oh man, I should have brought this over there. Okay,
I'm
okay,
not sure about that one,
okay.
but hey, however you frolic is
I'm
however you frolic.
I'm
But
going I'm gonna bring it up, but give me one. I'm trying to find my thing. Oh, I know where it's at. I know where my other one's at. Okay, we're gonna bring it up. You said 200,000, right?
yeah, and
Get to a minimum
go
of
ahead and share your
200,000.
screen when you get a
Oh,
moment.
hold on, let me. Good, my screen ain't being shared right now. Let me find this other one so you all can crack up about this. I thought I had.
Wire said I like all Irish men.
But
It's so funny
where
because
were we
my
at?
aunt
Where were
growing
we?
up, I had an Uncle Momo. He was an Irishman and he had the reddest hair, the bluest eyes, and all the freckles in the world. And he was not a very tall man, but we were kids at the time and he had these really big muscles and he used to let us hang from his muscles and he would just be hanging us like this. It was so fun. I miss that guy. I wonder what happened.
To frolic naked. Yeah, you gonna
But
get
I
the
mean, hey, I think everybody needs to go frolic somewhere naked once in their
I'm gonna keep the comments to myself right now. All
lives.
right, let me shift my screen.
Yes, Uncle Momo. Uncle Momo was fun. He was the fun uncle to my favorite aunt. One of my favorite aunts, rather.
That's the wrong one. Daggone it, it's the wrong one. Okay, what I wanted to bring up because you said 200,000, and I'm gonna say that an article recently came out that people who make 250 are living paycheck to paycheck. The article came out, people making 250,000 are living paycheck to paycheck, right?
I can believe it.
So the question becomes is how much debt do you really have? Yep, here it is right here. Pull it over. And then we'll do the intro.
You know what? I'm coming to start to think that Howie Lennox has no intro. We just start talking because we carry over from our shenanigans from just waiting to queue up.
So more wealthy Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Let me read what I have found. Um, about. Oh, can I go back on that one? Oh no, let me do it over here. Um, and it was saying that one's making 250, um, a living paycheck to paycheck. So I beg the question of, it says survey found finds that, let me pull it over so y'all can see it with me. The survey finds that a third of the Americans making 250K live paycheck to paycheck. A new survey from Lending Club and Payments.com shows that more than a third of Americans making 250 are living paycheck to paycheck. The alarming trend is found mostly in millennial earners.
They hitting that pay later.
And
We were talking
this one
about
came out
this last
came
show.
out
Pay later.
a third of the families earning 250K live paycheck to paycheck, right? So I just wanted to, when we were talking on the last show, I didn't get a chance to go into this. That's my fault. But I wanted to make sure we understand, there's a reason why I want you to get to 200K. However, understand that there are some people out there, even with 250, are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, let's back up. Remember, people crucified the young lady when she said she couldn't live off of $10,000 a month. The question should have been, was it $10,000 a month gross or $10,000 a month after taxes? Because if it was gross, it still need to be taxes taken out of that. And what she was pointing to was she was living in California, and it was the actual pay was 117,000 a year. And I've done this 2 or 3 times on here. Well, 117 after you break it down is 6,800 a month, and then how do you live off of 6,800 a month? Now remember, the national average for rent is 2,000, but the California average for rent is 3,200. So I just want to point that out, like when we talk about that, right? Want to point that out. All right. So you asked about Ireland. The Linux Foundation, Europe, next open source summit will be in Ireland. Oh, why won't let me click on it? Let's go to the site. Share directions, save events, co-locate. Can I go to it? All right, that's fine. Open Source Summit Europe is in Ireland, and then it's in September the 13th through the 16th. I'll blow it up so you can see that, right? And why are we excited about it? Well,
We missed it last time it was in Ireland.
well, well. This is what in tech sitting on different program committees. So I sit on the program committee for the Open Source Summit, and a couple of other ones where I review your submissions. And because I get a chance to review your submission, and if I would have put in for a talk, I would have got free trip, but I get a discount. That's fine. However, we get, because you sit on the program committee, we get a chance to get a free ticket to the conference. And if there is things left over, like hotel rooms, we get dibs on those, per se, per se, right? So I am going to go to this conference because one, I never been to Ireland, and two, I got a ticket. So Ireland it is. I'll let you know what it's like come September. Hopefully, we're not in World War III come September.
Oh gosh, why would you even say that?
I'm just saying, shit, we gotta just be honest with each other here.
This is a safe space. It is a safe space.
Yeah. All right. So that's how that came about. That's why we're excited about Ireland. What is the open source summit? They do have open source summit, so you can go to Linux Foundation, and let's talk about it for a minute, right? And let's go here. I should have did events, but that's okay. And we'll go here events, but let's go look at travel funding. The Linux Foundation Travel Fund is intended to enable open source developers and community members to attend events that they would otherwise be unable to attend due to lack of funding. Please fill out the form to have your fund request considered. We receive about 1,000 requests for funding each year. In order to maximize spend, travel fund system may only be used for coach airfare, accommodations, date of the event, plus one night eligible for reimbursement and ground transportation to and fro. The Linux Foundation is trying to use this fund to assist people as much as possible. We are often unable to fund one person across multiple events. Lower cost travel funding requests are more likely to get approved. We typically do not fund the same person 2 years in a row, and decisions are final upon applying. And then they have the form for you to fill out right here, right? You fill out the form, what your estimated is, and you go from there. So, what events are you where you can go where you don't have to go overseas? So let's look at all the events they have here in North America. All right, there is the FinOps X that's coming up in Austin, the Open Telemetry Community Cloud Open Community Leadership Conference, ContainерCon, Critical Software Summit, Diversity Empowerment Summit, Embedded IoT Summit, Embedded Linux Conference, Emergent OS, LinuxCon, and it looks like the Linux Foundation has settled on Austin for everything, right?
Is it at the same place?
Yep,
Is it?
yep,
They're getting a deep discount
yeah.
for their location.
Open AI, Open Source On Ramp, and Open Source Summit North America, which is in June.
And it looks like they're running a lot of the conferences uh what is that,
Simultaneously.
at the same time.
Yep. Open Source Summit June 21st to the 24th. I might slide through. I don't know. I might
And it's
slide through.
virtual as well if you can't make it in person, but it's always good to go to a conference in person. We know it's still the panini,
Mm,
and so everybody doesn't want to be around so many people. But also, Tim, I think we should touch on, if the conference price is too steep and you still want to go, like, ways people can attend conferences without
I did.
actually purchasing a ticket.
Yeah, Travel Fund, Global Security Vulnerability Summit, and Linux Security Summit North. Now, with that being said, if you go over here to YouTube and then you look up Linux Foundation, right? And you click here, you can also see they have talks and keynotes from previous talks. So if you go to videos, let's sort by newest date. Yeah. All right. So this was posted 2 days ago, right? Gravitation ARM versus Intel, software engineering and functional safety, Qbert, and all of this may sound foreign to you. I could talk about most of this stuff in depthly, but architecting your pipeline, your DevOps pipeline and automation at scale. Again, what happens is when we're talking about how you can attend conferences, submitting your talk is the easiest way to attend a conference, right? And when I say submitting the talks range. It could be a beginner, it could be what's the one with they auto rotate every 15 minutes? What's the name of that one?
Night talk.
Yeah, Ignite Talk. There's also you can do a session, you can do a panel, and you can propose ideas. You can do a diversity talk. You can do
You can
out-
volunteer.
Yeah, and yeah, you can volunteer. And I thought about doing tech stocks and jobs at one of the conferences. Like, how do you make your money in tech and then invest elsewhere, and then make it technical where you could use different platforms and then talk about the different technology behind those platforms. I don't know. It might be a hard sell, but it's something I thought about doing. I don't know. We'll see. But those are some of the ways that you could get into talking at the conference. And then another way D said was is volunteer, and also you don't have to volunteer with the conference. You can maybe find the conference in that area has security or people, ushers or whatnot. Maybe you can volunteer with. Maybe you can get on with them and then be at the conference. So, what do you gain by going to the conference? Well, a lot of people that are in Women in Linux I met at the conference. A lot of hiring managers. There is also a lot of companies that are hiring as well that are at the conferences. I know plenty of people have gotten jobs at conferences
A
because
lot
there's
of gatekeepers at the conference.
but there's a lot of job boards that'll be up like literally a wall, and somebody will come up and write on the wall and post the job, or they'll just put up just put up a piece of paper about a job, or they'll be like, we're hiring and come to this particular one so we can talk to you afterwards, or
On the spot interviews.
or they'll hold a room where you can do interviews on the spot, right? So that's the gain you get by going to conferences. So what is the other thing you gain by going to conferences? Knowing people at other conferences, networking. Also, what is going on in the industry? Where is the industry shifting to? Does it make sense for me to still be in this role when I know that this role is possibly going to be eliminated? How do I shift? Who can I talk to? Where also what companies are at the conference? Because 9 times out of 10, the companies that are at the conferences are hiring. So how do you find that out first? So how do you find that out first of what who's at the conference? So let's go up here. Let's just pick a conference, right? Let's go FinOps, and then let's go and see if they have one. They have featured speakers. We see Apple, Datadog, J.P. Morgan, Atlassian, Fidelity Investments, Cigna, Karma, Credit Karma, Indeed, right? So you start to see these names pop up here, right? Senior Manager Melanie Edwards, right? I would do it if I were you, and I was interested in FinOps. I would take every last one of their names down and go follow them on LinkedIn, and I would send them a message, and then I would go to every last one of their companies that they're here speaking about. I would go to their website and then look up jobs, right? That's how I would do that. But here's another way to get this information. Sure, whatever. Um, the companies that are sponsoring this: Cloud Health, Flexera, Cloud Health by VMware, Spot by NetApp, I guess it's Tyranny, CubeCost, Cloudability, Aptio, um, Cloud Zero. All these companies are sponsors, and these are the sponsors of the scholarships to the conference. Why am I telling you that? Because these companies are probably hiring. Um, I don't know if they still got it out here, but let me see if I can find it. Prospectus. Spelling it wrong. Linux Foundation. Let's see if we can find a prospectus somewhere. And I know we got some somewhere. Let me
What
see.
are you looking for?
A prospectus from the Linux Foundation, because it'll tell you how much they paid for sponsorship.
Oh, you probably need to go back to the homepage. It might be in like PR stuff. If you go back to the Linux Foundation and scroll down when they give you like those numbers, you got to go to the main site though.
Uh, I doubt if they have it on here. I found it on one of their things. Let me scroll down. Mm, I don't see it, but usually like those sponsors, depending on the actual conference, like some of them are 200,000, some of them are 500,000, some of them are 600,000, depending on the conference, the sponsor. Like, put it like this: Amazon, the AWS conference that they usually have in Vegas, literally has probably two or 300,000 people that show up. The sponsorships for those are probably anywhere from 500,000 to $1 million, if not more. And those companies pay because they want their name in the big lights. I want you to see me when you walk in. I want you to know who we are. They pay money for that, right? Conferences, putting on conferences is a big deal. People are trying to get back to in-person conference. That's a big deal. Sponsorship is a big deal. It's a big money maker. I don't have nothing in here from a conference. Ain't that something?
Oh my gosh. You
I
don't have
got
anything?
oh, maybe
You don't
this.
even have a pen on your desk?
Maybe this. I got this from Comcast.
I can't believe it. Now you
I'm
got me
like,
looking at
I
my
don't even
desk
think I
like
got
that.
nothing in here for a conference. So you'll get little stuff. I got this ad.
I do. I got a hat from a conference. Where's
This
my
one
thing? Got a
came
hat.
from. This
This is
came
my
from.
favorite hat too.
This came from when we went to the conference for Nielsen. Anyway, it's a mirror
With a comb in it.
with a brush. It's a mirror brush
Oh,
type
all
of
type of stuff
situation.
around here.
Like I usually have a whole bunch of stuff on my desk.
I get my little chargers and stuff from the conference.
Yeah, I got two of these sitting up here on my desk.
My this is a red hat from the Red
That's
Hat
definitely
booth.
conference stuff. Stickers,
Pins,
plugins, charging stations.
fedora,
Uh, they give some of them
all
give
type of swag.
cutting boards to the sponsors, to the speakers, jackets, hats,
I got a
uh,
plant.
t-shirts, gift cards, the books, all people who are there to sign and autograph books. So like, okay, in some of the conferences, um, you go to the conference and they'll, like, if I speak at the conference, they'll set up a booth for afterwards where you could get to meet the engineer,
You'll meet the
and
speaker.
they'll do a one-on-one with me. Yeah, it goes to show, yep, valuable experience. Yep.
You know
They
what?
could-
One year they were even taking headshots.
Yep, and
They
doing
were
re-
they were taking
and they,
headshots. You make your appointment for your headshot, get ready, and you get a professional headshot on the spot.
and resume review as well too.
If you haven't been to a tech conference, you must go, and you can start with your local tech conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Start with your local, and they may be in the guise of a meetup or a 1 day conf. It may be a mini conf track, but definitely go.
Right. So
And
let me
also
check.
tech Twitter. There's always angel sponsors on tech Twitter that will sponsor you to go to a local conference. I got to go to a local conference from a random guy on Twitter.
Yep. Yeah. So I follow. I think I told you before. I go to Twitter. I type in scholarships and I look to see who got scholarships, and then I go apply. And then the other way to find out where other conferences are at is paper call IO.
Sketch is a great resource for local conferences, local events.
You go to event directory, Jiu-Jitsu Con. It's coming up. Serverless Days in Paris, Hack in Paris, DevOps Days, Boston, DevOps Days, Portugal. GopherCon is going to be in Orlando this year. I may have to slide down and go to GopherCon, but it may interrupt my my Ireland trip. I don't know. DevOps Days, Houston, Couchbase, ScalaCon. I don't know what EKO Party Security Conference is in Argentina. And don't forget that these, when I papercall.io is a way you can find out where you can submit talks to conferences. So what a lot of times people do is they'll make one talk and they'll float it to multiple conferences.
Oh goodness, they will float that talk.
All right. So Queer Code London, Make Better, Manchester Web Meetup, Indie Mixie Speaker Submission. And don't forget Toastmasters has conferences too,
Mhm.
where you can
Don't
go
sleep
and
on
do
these
talk,
1 day comps. Don't sleep.
right? So I'm just giving you different ways that you can go about looking at conferences, and so you can click on here, open CFPs right here, and they'll tell you who has an open CFP and when they end. CFP closes June 30th. DevOps Days July 15th. The event is in October. That's in Houston. So DevOps Days is a brand, and basically you get two or three more. Two, it's usually three or more meetup groups together or groups together, and the money goes into a fund so you can continue to have DevOps Days. So we got one that's coming up in Tampa and so forth, right? So we got virtual meetup Tampa DevOps Days. The CFP is open. You click here. This guy right here, James G. He works over at Centra. He is actually hiring. We're gonna get into jobs here in a minute. I'm actually showing. I've been talking to people about jobs like in the last few minutes here, and so we're gonna get into these jobs real quick, right? So that's just how you get to figure out events and so forth. Hold on. Which type of video do you think I should watch to get an idea of what you're talking about or what you're thinking? Oh, well, I'll go over that with you in a minute. Uh, I'll post that in a minute. Hold on. Live right now. We'll answer later unless you would like to watch. Okay, so DevOps Days meetup, um, different people, different things, so forth and so on. Microsoft has their event, Google has their event, Amazon has their event, Apple has their event, Nvidia has their event, ARM has an event, Nike has an event. I got to go back and check my stuff for Nike. I used to talk to this guy over at Nike. He tried to get me to move to Portland, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't go to Oregon. I just didn't see myself in Oregon. I'm surprised I'm in Colorado, but Oregon, I didn't see. I never see myself in Oregon. Colorado is a little different. All right, so let's get busy. Jobs. This right here is a principal DevOps engineer. I'm going to tell you who the what the hiring manager just told me for this particular position. He's been on the show, so let's go to our YouTube channel so you can see who I'm talking about. So you don't ask me questions. You're like, well, how do I get in touch with him? Well, I'm getting ready to show you. Um, D when we had him on redhead ginger. Uh,
We
when
made
we
him at the DevOps days, didn't we?
yep. What was that a meetup we
It
had?
was a meetup,
It was a meetup. Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
And the reason why I asked because our stuff on our show is separating the playlist, so it helps me go and like filter where I need to start looking. And it was probably a few months back he came on the show again to talk about DevSecOps. And I
I'm trying to
wonder,
figure out, was it a let's chat, because we got him on a like a Thursday or something. Let me
okay,
let me check.
all right. Well, let me go keep looking at the meetups. Um, his name is Frazier, Brandon Frazier. And let me look to see if I have him. If not,
Is it Sophos?
yeah,
His name is Michael Frazier. It was an
Michael
Ask Me
Frazier.
Anything.
It's
I'll
an
send you
ask
the
me.
link.
All right, ask me anything. All right, playlist here, right here.
I'll get
I got it.
the link is in the.
Look at that hair.
Oh, okay.
All right, this is the hiring manager.
She muted.
I know let me mute that. Mike Frazier is the one that's hiring for this job. All right, so let's give some backstory here. He actually founded he created a product called Refract R. They got bought by this company, Sophos. They do work for the federal government. However, you don't need a clearance. I am going to give you what he said. I asked, "Do you need a clearance?" A simple background check, but no government clearance. He sent over that job, and he also stated, I would love the person to have a focus on building pipelines, automation, content, and refactor now Sophos Factory, a true DevSecOps engineering role." So here's the role that he sent over. All right, so let's read a summary of this role. And the reason why this is what I talk about all the time about DevSecOps, like I said before, it's one of those things that touches every industry from boating to NASCAR to uh, creating cars to satellites to energy to solar panels to, I mean, the list goes on.
Every industry. Every industry.
Yep. You're welcome for that. All right, so Sophos is looking for a talented DevSecOps engineer to join its platform engineering team for the Sophos Factory product. It got renamed. It got refactored, got renamed to the Sophos Factory product. In this role, you will be building and operating Sophos Factory infrastructure and CI/CD pipelines, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and it could be continuous deployment. One is manual and one is automated, right? Ideal candidates will already be familiar with multiple infrastructure as code, ISC, and configuration management tools. I talk about configuration management tools, Puppet, Chef, Salt, Ansible, right? And will have experience utilizing these skills, deploying and operating production web applications. So I'm going to build this application in the pipeline. I'm then going to deploy. And I'll go over that in a minute. Programming skills are required, including fluency in multiple general languages, such as declarative languages. So they're talking about Terraform and possibly Cloud Formation, right? You will also need basic software engineering knowledge, including algorithms and data structures. This position provides an amazing opportunity to leverage and hone your DevSecOps skiing, engineering skills. Sophos Factory is continuously tested and deployed using modern DevOps principles. And how can you find that out? I tell you all the time, go to ThoughtWorks and look up DevOps principles, or you can use the Dora report and look up DevOps principles, which includes automated testing, quality assurance, security checks, and infrastructure deployment. What will you be doing? You will do design and deploy to cloud infrastructure in support of Kubernetes-based web applications using AWS, on AWS using Terraform and Helm. So you'll be creating Helm charts and using Terraform. Terraform, I talked about this on Wednesday night, how to be agnostic, where Terraform gives you the ability to go any direction you want to go in terms of automated deployments and infrastructure as code and working with different clouds or on-prem vendors. Design and implement DevSecOps automation pipelines for testing and deploying web application. Monitor running product systems, respond to operational events, and scale infrastructure to support new users and features. Orchestrate software releases, including planning for downtime, building and maintaining quality assurance, and test suites using Cypress, Mocha, and other automated tools. Work closely with application engineering teams. 7 years of experience, a bachelor's or a master's degree in computer science or similar technical discipline or equivalent experience. Proficiency in computer science fundamentals, including data structures, algorithms, experience with web technologies, HTTP. I talked about this, uh, knowing about the OSI model and the TCP/IP model. What do those stacks look like? Ability to lead DevSecOps initiatives, and I pulled that up. D, you can drop that in the chat if you want to. Strong communication, understanding APIs, Hashi, OpenSCAP, how to do STIGs, containerization, and then general purpose Python, Go, Ruby, JavaScript, Rust, whatever, right? And it is fully remote. And they go on to talk about their well-being, so forth's commitment to you, and so forth, right? Again, the person that's hiring it is Michael Frazier. He is the lead guy on this particular job. And I think it's two or three that he's hiring for. So I'll let him know. I just presented. If anybody is in it, interested in it, let me know. And we'll go from there. Super cool guy. And we can go from there, right? And also they got more jobs, right? This is I just mentioned that one job, right? You can come here and you can see there are a ton of jobs. Information security engineer. You can factor this by location if you want to. Come down here. Let's do United States. All right, and so now we got senior Linux threat researcher. I tell you, Linux is everywhere. Senior financial analyst, QE architect, professional service engineer, DevSecOps, senior sales engineer, regulatory specialist, senior manager, customer reference program, manager of internal audit IT, senior sales engineer, director of channel sales, right? And these are all working within a tech company, right? Every tech company has a different set of skills that they need. Security playbook engineer, customer success consultant, national channel account executive, federal CTO, right? For sales, senior software engineering manager, and the list goes on, right? I can go on. So take a look at those jobs and see which one works for you. Let us know, and then we can probably loop you in to Michael Frazier, and then we can at least you would have a point of contact there that maybe he could probably introduce you to somebody who else is over those particular positions, and then you go from there. All right. So the next position that's open. All right. This is coming from Hashi. The lead person on this is Melissa Gunry, and I want to get her last name correct here. Green. All right, Melissa Green. All right. So Melissa sent this job over that she's hiring for. Um, Not this one. She has this position open and developers advocate. She has this position open and developers advocate. Melissa is a friend to Women in Linux, so I need to have her on the show so y'all can reach out and talk to her. But this it. She is looking. Oh no, I probably posted this one to her. I asked her, "Was this it?" That may not be it. She's looking for a senior manager and a developers advocate. So let's go look up developers advocate on their job. I think I posted this one to her asking what it was this position. But before we do, here are the benefits that they have listed on their website. They have a flexible spending account. Hashi offers your choice of medical and dental plans, right? So they have medical, dental and vision, life and disability insurance. They have vacation and other leaves. We believe in giving our employees, and then we blow it up some so y'all can see. We believe in giving our employees the opportunity to refresh. You get 4 weeks of vacation. You get a 401k. The plan also offers employees the ability to enroll in Roth and after tax contributions. So remember that mega Roth? Remember with that mega Roth, the employer has to offer the ability for you to enroll into the Roth. It's an actual selection that you have to have, right? So now inside your 401k, you can max out there and enroll into a possible Roth. I'm not sure. It's probably a Roth 401k, but maybe under that they may have another selection for Roth where you can go enroll in that and start putting money away. And a family expansion benefit. We're dedicated to supporting the needs of our employees and the families in a way that is inclusive to all family structures. That is why we're proud to offer family expansion benefit through Carrot Design to support a variety of family expansion methods that range from adoption to fertility treatments, right? From adoption to fertility treatments, right? I think Microsoft probably has one of the better packages when it comes to this. So when it comes to um, benefits, but there you go. All right. They also have mer- maternity and parental leave. You birthing parents get up to 16 weeks of paid maternity leave via short-term disability, and then expanded mental health support, right? Expanded mental health support. So let me go down here to jobs. Um, Hashi is one of the reasons why I got to go to Amsterdam. I keynoted at the Hashi conference and spoke at Amsterdam. The other reason why I got a chance to go to Amsterdam prior to speaking at the conference is because Booking.com is based in Amsterdam, and I went over there for an interview for Booking.com. Right? They paid for everything, flight and all. Shout out to KLM. All right. All right. So here is how Hashi has their stuff set up: engineering, customer service, design, developer relations, marketing, product management, people, partner alliances, legal, and so forth. And interns, right? She just said that is a great position, but not hers. Hold on, I'm telling her I'm live now. I am live now. Can you give me the link if you can? All right. All right. So let's go over here to engineering. All right. She said she's looking for a developers advocate. Let me do a control F and look up developer. All right. She said, all right, here's the developer one. She just sent it over. Boom. Thank you, Melissa.
And this goes to show that we really do know these people and they really do respond. So you're getting it in real time, people. This is not fluff.
All right,
This is not a drill.
here's the senior manager position. Hold on, let me pull that over to. Uh, she said they're both is U.S. and Canada both, and but the system is silly. Okay.
So with that being said, make sure you reach out to us so that we can reach out to her.
All right, I'm telling her I'm live now, going over it. All right, so, all right, so let's go back here. Developer advocate. She said this is for the U.S. and Canada. Looks a little small. You're welcome, Melissa, out loud, but I'll type it to you. All right. All right, and I do have other people in here that so this gonna continue to go off. I'm sorry if it's annoying, but I reached out to these people in real time so that you know what I have. All right, so
And Hashi is still a very young company.
yeah, they just IPO'd last year. I don't think they IPO'd this year. I think it was last year they IPO, or maybe earlier this year. All right. So about the role, it's the mission of HashiCorp Developer Advocate to work in dual parts. Let me see something here. Let me see because she's wondering. Let me see if she can hop on. I know it's Saturday for her.
It's Saturday for all of us.
Well, she is. Just want to see if she can hop on. Kind of impromptu. Yeah, we'll see. All right, so it's a mission. Hashi. It is the mission of Hashi Developer Advocate to work in dual parts externally with incredible community of practitioners, internally with our product engineering teams. You will also be responsible for forming relationships and helping the practitioner understand the features of the tools and the patterns and the standard methodologies. Yeah, she's at kid activity. I figured that. Standard methodologies of their use. You also be the voice of the practitioner of HashiCorp, providing feedback on bugs, creating feature requests, building supporting tools, writing documentation, and improving the overall developer experience. This means incorporating our TAO principles into your work. If it resonates with you, please apply. All right. What you'll be expected to do. Do you want to read that while I respond to her real quick? Want me to blow it up some more?
Yes, where'd you leave off at?
Right here at the top where it says define and encourage. Right there.
Okay, so in this role, you'll define and encourage and drive the adoption of HashiCorp tools in the community. If you are in the meetup this week, I definitely posted links on Terraform 101 and I think Vault 101. All their documentation is pretty good and online. You build you can be, you know how to build compelling presentation, product demos, sample solutions, tech blogs, highlighting features, demonstrating solutions, industry developments, emerging technologies with HashiCorp tools, prototype new projects and technical integrations between HashiCorp products and tools in the broader ecosystem. Collaborate with internal teams on product roadmap, marketing positioning, messaging, and develop programmer initiatives and support the product team in helping it to analyze, update, redesign, and craft compelling web and online experiences. If you are an extrovert, this is a definitely a good position because it is a liaison speaking position. You're always on the go, you're always speaking with people, you're always involved in the community and with the developers. So it is definitely multifaceted. So you can't really be shy. And if you are shy and you're trying to break out that mold, this is definitely a place to get your feet wet. But you can also, with Women in Linux, if you want to submit a talk to get your feet wet and talk at a meetup or let's schedule something, you can do that. That's what our platform is here for, to definitely be a sounding board, a springboard for you to get into the industry and get comfortable in your skin within the industry, because it is definitely based on collaboration.
Yep,
It's a
it's all right.
great soft skill to have, or you have to be a speaker.
Yeah, and assisting driving the global expansion of existing community focused programs. For example, hackathons, user groups. There are meetup groups throughout the world for Hashi, so you can be a part of the meetup group and learn those meetup groups. You know, they have their own schedule, so you can look up the meetup groups, the user groups, meetup groups, community, and DevOps events. Right. And they go on to talk about being a good fit and all of that, what that looks like. All right, so the next one is senior manager developer relations. This is U.S. and Canada. Developer advocates are primarily focused on outbound content, covering workflows to solve real world practitioner challenges. They are the living brand of the company, and our top practitioner members as their manager. You will be expected to lead developer advocates by example, inspire them to grow in their careers, and help practitioners to use our tools. Right. All right, so then they was like, you'll be recruiting, hiring, developing, basically retaining talent, collaborate to define practitioner content strategy, work with several teams to improve our tools, work to automate key process and workflows, share our approach to the community and and advocacy with others in the industry. If you are a great fit, if you embrace the principles, have a passion for building, strong communicator, flexibility to balance shifting short-term priorities and long-term priorities and goals, use metrics to inform and inform your decisions, and you love to automate the process, right? So you know Hashi, but it's for her. I don't think it was like, oh my God, you need to be an expert in it. You need to understand what it is, how to use it, and you're gonna learn more of that over time. You have an experience in managing teams, and then 10 years of experience in technology, right? So you miss us, Adrian? All right, so I'm gonna post this here in the back, and D can do the thing with that, right? Any questions so far? Like what you're hearing? You're interested in any of these jobs? You're wondering probably what the pay is. 9 times out of 10, most of these jobs are probably paying anywhere from 100 to 200, if not more. All right, I'm just giving a range on
Does
that.
it say if it's remote or not?
They're all remote. All the jobs
Okay.
I'm talking about are all remote. Every last one of them. Okay, so we talked about Hashi. We talked about Sophos. All right, now I'm on to Red Hat. The person who is hiring for this particular position is Rodrigue Haran. Um, he is looking for someone that doesn't need to be cleared, but he is looking for people who've had experience with the Navy or USMC, um, and also people with Red Hat, cloud, and KX experience, but it is not mandatory on the KH, at least know the basics. And you can do that by going to edx.org and then looking up Linux, looking up Kubernetes fundamentals, and it'll tell you about the fundamentals there. Or you can go read the book from the Linux Foundation. They got a coloring book as well too. All right. So Red Hat was purchased by IBM for 34 billion. Uh, and IBM is doing another big purchase as well too, right? Do not. What's this? Do all these jobs require shoots? I'm not sure what that means. We posted a link in there under the developers advocate. If you want to apply for that job without an intro, that's on you. If you want an intro, you have to hit me up on LinkedIn, and then I can do a virtual intro that way on LinkedIn, and then you all can go from there. The choice is yours. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I don't know. That was something you would have to ask them because they're not requiring that anymore. I don't know. The Fed's not requiring that anymore. All right. Red Hat. Let's go Red Hat jobs. Let me see. Can I get to jobs from here on the Red Hat? Let's look. I may have to put in jobs. Okay. All right. And the one he said he doesn't have a job description up, but he's hiring. And the last I heard, I had talked to him. They was looking for. He was looking for like three. He was looking for 3 or 4 people. Hold on, I'm going back through my thing to look for it, see if I can find an example job that he had sent over, and he was like, use this as an example. Let me see. And I speak with them this week. I speak at their blacksmith talk this week. Um, um, I don't think it's public. All right. Yeah, I don't see it in here. All right, so let's go here. He's looking for senior. The name of the position that he's looking for is senior. It's a senior solutions architect. That's what it is. All right, so senior solutions architect. All right, so this is not the exact position. It is similar to this position. All right, similar. All right, so it's probably more like I'm looking. It's probably this first one. All these stuff be so small. Okay, what you would do, collaborate with the sales and technical delivery teams to bring customers the best solutions from across Red Hat Cloud Infrastructure Solutions portfolio. Discover and analyze customer business and technical problems and suggest the appropriate Red Hat solutions to meet their needs. Now, 9 times out of 10, let me tell you how Red Hat works. You will have training. You will you have no choice but to train at Red Hat. Let me clarify that. You have to uh, you have to go to when you get hired on at Red Hat. You have to take training classes. It is mandatory to take training, and it's part of your professional development. So that's how you see a lot of people who work at Red Hat have all those Red Hat certifications. Right? It is mandatory. Right? Provide pre-sales, technical support for development and implementation of complex offerings, and use your deep knowledge of offerings to provide technical expertise to sales associates. Follow the standards. What will you bring? 3 years of experience working in sales, engineering, consulting, IT, architecture, and equivalent supporting enterprise accounts. 3 years of integration or development, um, excellent communication skills, presentation skills, ability to interpret customer business problems. Remember, be the solution. Knowledge of enterprise solutions and willing to travel up to 50 percent following Red Hat's C19 guidelines, whatever that is, right? So that's I think he's hiring for 2 or 3 positions for this one. I reached out to another one of my friends to see if he still needs these positions. And let me go to that position. I'm not sure if he still needs it or not. This one is in Miami, in Melbourne. Um, let me let me highlight, and then I'll paste in text edit, and then we can go from there. Any questions so far? Like, what's the feedback looking like? B?
It's good. I mean, it's good feedback. I think, when it gets quiet, people are listening.
Oh, I've
And
been
so I,
wondering if
I, I
people are
hope they
here.
are taking notes.
All right, so let's do file new, and let's expand this. All
We
right,
have a question.
all right. Hold on. I got somebody pinging me over
I
there.
hear.
Let me go see what that is. Maybe I should make that a little bigger. We'll go up to 20. We'll go up to 36. Yeah. Okay, let me see what they're saying here.
I need somebody in the chat to go ahead and answer Randy's question.
Okay, Mike said, okay, present it. All right. What was Randy's question? Because Randy is new. If you
Randy's
have,
question.
yeah, Randy is new. Randy is new. If you have some, but not all of the requirements, would you advise still apply or obtain more certification? I would apply. Um, the rule of thumb, a lot of people say is 60 or more. I say 50 or more. So go ahead and apply. Um, and I don't know which one you were looking at, but go ahead and you know, I think you said you're setting up for a 101. Grab that as well, and then bring your resume to the 101 and the job that you was just interested in, and let that be part of you what you talk about, right?
And you see the chat lit it up. Shoot your shot. That's what Stacy Land said. Shoot your shot.
Yep. All right. So this position is in Melbourne, Florida, which is on the what we consider the Space Coast. All right. All right. So I'm not sure if it's still open or not. So I reached out, I emailed him, he didn't email me back. But I know there were three positions for this particular one. Um, so let's go. All right. So as an experienced Linux system administrator to join our team supporting a national priority program, as a Linux system administrator, you will do the following: apply system administration skills to the U.S. Air Force Technical Application Center and the other center. Work with a team of driven, supportive, and highly skilled professionals. Receive a robust benefits package that includes, to the drum rolls, please, employee stock ownership. Now, who was on the first show where this actually came up? Remember this? Remember when one of the things can be employee stock ownership. Now, let me tell you why that's a good thing. It's a good thing because if the company gets bought and say they sell for 700 million, 600 million, and you own 20,000 shares, it could be a nice payday for you. So you end up treating the company how, you the employee, and you end up treating the company how you want to see things done, right? You have some input on that. You give some guidance. I'm still getting hit up. Let me see. I think that was Melissa. Yep. That was Melissa. Yep, that was Melissa. All right, so let me pull that up. Employee stock ownership purchase plan. And we should look at that from an IRS perspective or anyone's perspective at this point. Let me pull this over to here. All right, so the employee stock purchase plan, or ESPP, is a benefit some companies offer that allows employees to take part in purchasing shares of the company at a discount. Employees who purchase to participate generally make contributions to the plan via payroll deductions, right? And then NerdWallet goes into a little bit more into this. How does it work? The discount rate offered to employees differs from plan to plan, but it can be as much as 15% below market value. When they enroll, the plan participants can elect a percentage or a flat dollar amount to be withheld from their paychecks. These deductions accumulate during the offer period, and on specified purchase date, the company will use the funds to purchase stock for the plan participants. ESP feature, ESP eligibility and limits, qualified and non-qualified ESP plans, and went to the consultant advisor, this, that, and other. So they go through all of that, right? So just a FYI. So let's get back to it. Oh no, it's not there. Do 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 do. All right. So a week in the life of a Linux administrator. You will apply advanced system operation skills and support implementation and maintenance of multi-user systems and ensuring smooth operation for a client. Document all complex procedures and installations on new Linux-based products. Perform complex Linux-based issue resolution and correlation and root cause analysis. Perform Linux-based proactive space and growth management, HA, scalability improvements, backup recovery, disaster recovery strategy, so forth. P to V is physical to virtual migration, and Solaris migration to Red Hat. So how does Solaris work? How does what processes and stuff running on Solaris? And then you got to translate that into Red Hat and then get it up, right? When I say get it up, get the system up and get the services up and running. Managed Red Hat 6.7, 6.6x and 7.x older systems. Red Hat 9 is out. It is now generally available. Provide technical guidance to cyber support squadron. And then they talk about the company itself. They were looking for someone with a clearance on this one, 5 to 7 years. What is essential is Linux and networking and Active Directory. And then here, do you have desired, right? Do you have Red Hat administration skills? Do you know Ansible? Like I said, it kind of falls, Linux administration and DevSecOps kind of fall in there, right? What's going on, free? So again, that's that. That was 3 positions for that one. It's actually 16. I'm not sure if it's filled or not. This was came over back late April, early May. Um, was it late April or maybe late? It may be late May, early June. Was it? No, it was late April, early May. So that was 3 positions that need to be filled, but it take a long time to fill some of these positions. Some positions will be open forever. All right, so that was Red Hat, Sophos, Hashi. This particular company here is actually these are the positions that I was hiring for. Not here in Colorado, but in Melbourne. I'm also hiring 3 positions. Sysadmin, you do have to be in Colorado. It's not remote. All right. So the last two the last 2 companies are not remote. The first 3 are. All right. And then I'm trying to think, was there anybody else? I'm Joe over at X4 Technologies. He's left and he's went to another company. But he's their companies that X4 Technology is still hiring jobs at 700,000, a million, and so forth. And I posted that earlier on LinkedIn. I think I posted it in our Slack. They were looking for a CTO, and the job was paying $1 million. Right. And let me see what X4 Technologies has been putting up lately since I'm thinking about them, and see if they have made any posts here recently uh, for jobs. I'm looking. Hold on. Okay, they have a site rely. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so here I'm gonna bring this over. Um, Site reliability engineers 160 to 230. CTO, it was between 800 to a million. Another CTO 400 to 1 million. Senior software engineer 175 to 195. Low level C++, high frequency quant engineer 500 to 600. C++ software 200, 400 to 900 on the C++ developer. Senior data scientist that's in Florida, a C++ developer 400 to 900K. Let me keep going. Senior product manager 150 to 160. Data scientist 140 to 160. Quantitative engineer 400 to 500. A business analyst or a technical writer 40 to 50 an hour. Senior bioinformation 145 to 165. Right. So free, I mean not free, but Mercedes, we did talk about a CTO and different ways to become a CTO. I think I'm gonna have to probably do that as a private meeting, and then probably bring in all CTOs that I know, because there's really not a direct path. You
We
know,
have a whole playlist.
yeah.
We did
But
a
I but I
CTO series.
but I wanna update that playlist.
Yeah,
I want
I definitely. But we do have a CTO playlist, and I'll go ahead and put the link in there where we talk to CTO, and everybody experience is definitely totally different.
yeah. Yep. So this finance technology chief architect is over at J.P. Morgan. Chief business officer. I mean, the list goes on the different jobs. Chief technology officer, 400 to a million, and so forth. Right. But those are the things that and the people that are hiring for these positions, I actually know the people that are hiring for these positions as well too. So the choice is actually on you, how you see yourself, where you want to be when it comes to that. All right. All right. All right. Let's go over this here. All right. GovCon trends. Let me open this up a little bit. All right, so I was doing some digging, right? And I want to see what people been saying about about these new job offers that people are getting, right? So recruiters say pay raises are unprecedented. Can I get that rid of that? I can get rid of that. Unprecedented in 2022, and that is causing some problems. Okay.
What problems is it causing?
Kara Smith has more than 2 decades of experience in recruiting in the recruiting role, but she says she's seeing in 2022 is unprecedented. Again, in 2022, unprecedented. That's particularly true when it comes to how companies are approaching pay. We never seen pay rate increases that we've seen over the past year. And this article came out June 6th. Today is June the 11th. So it's pretty recent, right? You hear about a recession and job layoffs, right? You hear about a recession and people getting cut. But that's not what I'm seeing. I just went over jobs with you just now that are hiring right now, right? And people gonna say, well, that don't mean they're gonna have layoffs. They not. Let me tell you why they not. Because these people been reaching out to me for a whole month trying to get them jobs filled. They still ain't filled, right? They still not filled. So, and they ain't cut funding either. So, all right. And the candidates keep getting it because there are no options. Candidates keep getting what they want because there are no options. It's a trend that's straining small businesses that are already feeling the squeeze from soaring inflation on multiple fronts. And experts say that the pace of growth isn't sustainable. It's also causing several headaches, particularly when companies pony up for new hires and existing employees feel like they're losing out because they're being loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. I don't know why
Be
y'all
loyal to yourself. when it comes to these jobs.
I'm trying to. I'm not telling you to jump.
But get you another offer letter.
I'm just saying, look at your options. This is what I'm saying. All right. All right, but recruiters say a day of reckoning is likely on the horizon as companies realize they're overpaying for many roles, but they admit the current hiring market gives them little choice in short term. Given the fever pitch of 2021's labor market, employers knew they were going to have to pay for larger wages. Amazon saw it coming. They've been seeing it coming. They had to update their base from 160. Like nobody's gonna keep come working for you for 160,000 when they can go work somewhere else, get equity, and not have to wait 4 years for their stocks to vest and make 250.
And work remote.
Right? Nobody's doing that. Right? The companies led to that led to companies to budget for average raises of 3.8%. Those budget raises may have outpaced historical averages, but they aren't keeping up with inflation in many cases with the going rate for a new hire. The latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows the median weekly earning basis rose 4.2% from last year, April to this year. But for many fields, particularly technology and a number of white collar roles, recruiters say the pace of salary growth is even higher. And I've been reading, some people have been saying they've been seeing anywhere from 50% to 80% in salary pay increases. Because the price to bring a new employee in so high, Smith said companies are struggling with internal pay equity issues. They have to look at employees they have. And if they're having to bring in above the pay, then they have to raise them, she said. It's kind of a vicious cycle. If they don't, they staff's getting plucked by companies, right? Adding to those challenges is an increasing willingness, especially among the youngest members of the workforce, to freely discuss compensation. People
Talk
like
about it.
why you don't want to talk about. I was talking to D about this. Let me give you the story, and we'll finish this article. When I was coming up, I was in school. This is when I was at Georgia State and had graduated from high school. And one of my friends, she had went on and got her degree in computer science. And when she had got her degree, she had got a job. Now, this is back in the 90s. And I said, man, you got your degree and you got your job. I was like, what is the range that they started you in? When this came about, and her response was, she was like, that's none of your business. Now fast forward now 20 years later, you better start asking people, especially ones that you work with, because I did. That's how I know I was getting 55,000. I was making 55,000 and my counterpart was making on his way to making 90.
Treat it like a chump.
I was like 90. I'm making 55. No. I was like, this is out. No, we ain't doing that. And part of it was my fault. No, I did negotiate when I came in. They was like, no, you can't negotiate right now. You gotta wait till you get on. And then when you get on with the company, because it was Robert Half. And it's like when you get on with the company, when they hire you full time, that's when you go to negotiate. And when I went to negotiate, she was like, no, we don't have no money, baby. Well, I used to call her Battle Axe. Anyway, Battle Axe, that's what we're gonna go with her name for right now. Battle Axe uh ended up when it was time for me, I went out and got another job. And I was like, I ain't sitting here for that. Y'all kick rocks, catch fire, right? So I went out and got another job, got another offer, gave it to him. She was like, well, good luck on your new job. That's what she said. Well, management, she didn't really inform management that I had put in my 2 weeks and my last day was coming up. So on the last day that I was getting ready to check out, management found out I was leaving. They was like, wait a minute, I star player. Wait a minute. Wait. They was like, what can we do to fix this? I was like, ain't nothing. I already put in my 2 weeks. Them people waiting on me. They waiting on me. They was like, well, we'll give you more than what they gave you. I was like, that ain't gonna make me stay. I get off in 2 hours. Literally, I get off in 2 hours. And now y'all want to talk about this? He's like, well, what was the communication breakdown? She was sitting right there. I was like, ask her. She told me that y'all
Right.
couldn't pay me that. He's like, what you mean? She don't determine what we can pay you. I was like, she said y'all ain't got no money. She said y'all can't pay me. That's what she said. I turned the battle axe and I said, didn't you say that? And she was like, well, yeah, I didn't. And I was like, well, I leave in 2 hours. I need to go shut things down and do a transfer. Y'all figured it out. Bye. And I left. And I
Or
left.
that's a gatekeeper. And that's what a lot of these positions in these companies, people are there and they acting like that's their money. Because it's budgets or what they might be getting as far as commissions for placing people in jobs. Because a lot of times the HR, the hiring people, they get bonuses off of people that are coming in their salaries as well.
Yep. Code and Evelyn, you asked what apprenticeships at. I go over apprenticeships all the time. Yale. There's go to apprenticeship.com, right? There's an actual website there for apprenticeship.com, right? Yale has an apprenticeship. You can go look at
Google
public.
has a list of apprenticeships. I
Yeah,
think it's in Slack.
yeah, Google. I mean, the list goes on. I post apprenticeships all the time. Well, you can go get apprenticeships. Um, Home Depot has it. There's a ton of them. Right. All right. So let's get back to it now. Adding to those challenges, increasingly like freely discussed compensation. I literally had a company tell me they had an employee do a Google spreadsheet of everybody's salary and send it out to their friends. Yep. Jeremy Darren, Northeast Technology and Digital Practice Leader of Talent from, I guess, VACO LLC, said companies do need to consider that the implication of hiring from outside at a higher rate than existing employees are making. Are you really going to pay someone from the outside more than the current team? You have to look at your staff and take care of your employees who are the ones who can't lose. Darren said that every company situation is different, and VACO is seeing several approaches to pay in this climate, including mid-year raises and variety of bonuses. Right? The entry level salaries are significantly higher than just 3 to 4 years ago. Some software engineer roles are paying 50% more than what they were a few years ago. So if they were paying 150, they probably paying 200, 200, 250, right? And that's going to continue. So me thinking how I think and what I was looking up, right? I was like, well, what are people actually doing? What are they actually doing? So, I'm gonna pull these two up because people are like, oh, you need my skill set. I bet. Oh, I forgot about that. Mm-mm-mm. All right. So I pulled this up because because people be acting like, well, what is she talking about, right? People ain't making this money out here. The Citadel H1B female or male making $175 million in a base salary, according to the H1B database. I'll pull that up. I can't zoom in any more than that. But you can see that. Citadel America Services. The person is a quantitative researcher. They submitted it on 2/4/2022. They started in February. Their base salary is 1.75 million. The next one down is a developer. They're making 325,000 a strategic architect, people systems 300, software engineer 285 out of Chicago. That 1.75 million was out of Chicago. The quantitative researcher in New York 275, and then a senior FPGA engineer 265, a QR systems equities 250. These are all base salaries. These are not I got 4 jobs and I'm making this. This is base. That was base for a quantitative researcher. 1.75 million. Drop a 1 in the chat if you blown away. Drop a 1. Drop a 1 in the chat if you like that ain't nothing. No, drop a 2 in the chat if you like that ain't nothing. Drop a 2 in the chat. I know Q4 gonna drop a 2 in the chat because he's gonna be like, that ain't nothing. I already got that, Tam. I'm already milli whopping with that, Tam. I got that. Right? Don't fall out your chair, Geek Surgery. Don't fall out. Get back up. Get back up. 1.75 million. Right?
Base.
One job, and that was this year. All right. So when I'm saying to you is this: apply to these jobs. Get out there, get your skills, get in the game. You don't have to go work at a startup. You can go work somewhere else. You can go work for a blue collar company. You can go work for Walmart IT department, Walmart Labs. Go check them out. You go work for Target. You can go work for Verizon. You can go work for AT&T. You can go work for Dish Network. You can go work for Dollar Tree, Dollar General,
7-Eleven,
Wendy's,
McDonald's.
You can go General Motors, Ford, Tesla, Amazon. You can go work for multiple companies.
Just look around you, just look around where you're sitting. Like your sofa, it's a furniture company. They got a tech department.
Yeah, it is. Kane's Furniture.
Tech department. Your television, Samsung, LG, tech department. Your home lenders, home builders. Everywhere around you.
You know who I met at the funds conference?
Oh.
He was the head of IT for it wasn't CVS. It was another chain like CVS, but it wasn't CVS. It wasn't Rite Aid. It was Rite Aid. I don't know. I don't know when these salaries are gonna end. People have been talking about these salaries can't sustain for the last 3 years. They've been talking about it for the last 3 years. But this just happened in February. Right? People have been talking about that for the last 3 years. People ain't gonna be able to do this. You ain't gonna be able to maintain that. But here it is. Here we go. Right? Still, and yet still, either we're gonna keep saying people are gonna get laid off. And here's my thing: if I made 1.75 million for 1 year, you don't think I'm gonna be okay?
That's FU money.
1.75 million for 1 year, and 9 times out of 10, that person probably had to have a contract with them. They probably had to be there for 2 or 3 years. So they
on the H-1B visa, right?
Say, do they? I look at the criteria and looks like most data engineers, Linux dev and quantitative. Yeah. I mean, it all goes back to data engineering, pipelines, Linux, DevSecOps. I keep trying to give you the blueprint, but everybody keep on like, no, Tamika, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go over here and be a cloud engineer. Oh, okay. So what are you gonna do as a client? We have to create pipelines and deploy stuff to the cloud, and then we have to do Kubernetes, and we have to learn how to scale, and we have to do cloud security. Oh, the same things I've been telling you about. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't program, so some of those jobs need programming. Data engineering is not where I want to be. I don't want to be in data engineering. I rather do CTO. So CTO was where I would apply for. I don't want to do data engineering. Sounds fun, but I used to want to do it. I used to want to go get Databricks certification and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right, so
There's a question on the screen.
I touched it. Do they do that to discourage folks? I mean, yeah, everybody always got a scare tactic. It's not even to discourage folks. I think most of the people who are reporting that are people who are not in the industry. They just read a headline or they talk to somebody and they like this. We're on the downswing, blah 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 blah. And then there'll be layoffs at the startups, or the startups will have a high burn rate where they burning cash. They blowing money fast. They blowing money fast, so they burning through stuff. So yeah, so those companies do. But then you have to sit back and you have to ask yourself, because really, this is what I've been waiting for. When is Macy's gonna go out of business?
They've been going out of business for the last 20 years. Macy's been going out of business for the last 20 years.
When is Macy's going out of business?
They've been going out of business for the last 20 years.
They still
But also,
hiring.
this is the importance of going to the conferences. Like going to the conferences, meeting people, network, because in your bubble, if you're in the bubble, all this other stuff, when you read a headline like that, you'll be like, that's fluff. It does not, it's not applying to my abundance in this field and what I'm doing. It doesn't apply.
I mean, I just gave you 5 different companies that was hiring, and they've been open for a month and trying to get somebody in them. Like, I don't know what else to say on that, right? Right? You can listen to the headlines, or you can. I don't know nobody is. I don't know nobody who has Linux skills that's ever unemployed. Now you may not like the job. Now that's a different story. You may not want to do that work, but that's a different story. All right, so that's one thing I wanted to show. I thought that would get everybody attention. You know, I gotta have one shocking moment every weekend. That's right. Macy's Father Day sale coming up. Macy's still here. They ain't went nowhere. When Macy's gonna go out of business?
Hey, Macy's is outliving them all. I bagged it. Sears is even closed down. Like Sears.
So I got a question. Does I don't know because I don't be watching TV that much. Does Nordstrom's have commercials? How about Neiman Marcus? You do know they got IT departments. Nordstrom has a huge IT department. They be at the conferences. Nordstrom's be at the conferences.
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A is another
at
one
the conference.
at the conference. Talking about their Kubernetes clusters at every register. Nordstrom's has an IT department. Rite Aid, like I said, has an IT department.
Every business has an IT department.
Right?
Every business has an IT department.
Right?
Even if it's Herbert sitting in the back in the server room.
Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Cisco, the company that delivers the food products, IT department.
SYSCO, Cisco.
Yep. Makes his own Nordstroms. They ain't going out of business no time soon.
Nordstrom's, the bistro sounds so good right now. The veal sounds so delicious.
Right? So when we think about all of these things, that's what I'm talking about. Um,
Expand your reach.
yeah,
Expand your thinking.
yep. You know who else has an IT department? The New York Times, upstate New York, always looking for people. I had to go back through my email to talk to the guy because he was trying to get me to move up to upstate New York. I was like, I don't see that.
No.
Bloomberg,
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg,
Nielsen with all
all
their
that financial
data.
stuff that Bloomberg be talking about on YouTube. It's an IT department behind that.
Nielsen,
Huge, huge bill.
huge here.
Yep. So when you look at everywhere you spend money, that's where you need to be looking at IT jobs at. When you run through the line at Chick-fil-A, they got an IT department. When you run through the line, even Darden brands, Red Lobster, that whole chain, IT department, right? All the beer companies, the major ones, IT departments, marketing, customer service, right? Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm trying to hold on. Yep. All right. So another option. And I'm just bringing this up again because I find it very intriguing how some of these people be going on these blind sites and posting that they working all these jobs. All right. So here we go right here. Share that screen, D. Until November of 2021, I had 4 full-time dev jobs, all remote, with a total comp of $680,000. One job paid 180, another job paid 140, another job paid 155, and another one paid 205. I also employed 7 full-time engineers in India for a total
What?
combination salary of 100,000. I used to work 3 to 4 hours a day, mostly emails and meetings and delegate work. Had very, very favorable performance reviews and eventually found me a fame job for 550 and I moved on.
He had a business. He or she had a
Business.
business. They had a whole business going on.
680,000 total comp for 4 jobs. Right? So I'm saying to you, check it out. You can go to overemployed.com. I am not telling you to do this. I'm just saying this is what some people are doing out there. So then you ask the question is, which job do you take insurance from? Do you deny all the other three and then just take the one on 205 and live off the one for 205? You're paying them 100,000. You still banking 320 plus 155 is 475 minus 100. So you still banking 375, even though you live off the 205. You bank 375. So what does that look like? I like to give y'all numbers. I don't like to leave you guessing, and I don't like to let for you to have me like, oh, Tamika, we don't know what that looks like. We're only used to calculating 45 and 55,000. Oh,
What voice is that?
oh.
Is that the people?
That's the people
Is
whining.
that the people? Is that
People
the people
whining.
whining? Is that what you hear in your head when the people start whining? Do it one
Tamika,
more
we
time.
never
Do it one more time for it.
Tamika, we ain't never seen this before. This 45 to 55,000 is that's what we do. We
It's
don't
not
know
for us.
anything.
Not for us.
There's not out there for us. They're not gonna hire us. That's what I hear in my head.
Oh goodness.
That's what I be hearing in my head. Shit. I be like, no, seriously, I be like, man, when they,
Oh
so then
goodness, I got tears in my eyes.
they do. When I hear it, I be like, I don't know where I'm gonna get this money from. It's not gonna hurt me.
Woo, goodness. Don't let Tamika talk to y'all bad like
I
this.
ain't talking to them bad. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying in general, when I hear all these conversations about, oh, the woman needs to go sit down and shut it up and be quiet and take what I'm saying. And then you like, well, how much money you make? I'm working on making 60,000. What about you? And you be like,
You can't afford to take care of nobody but yourself. You
but
need to go
meanwhile over
sit
here,
down. That's
meanwhile
what you
over
need to
here,
go to. You
Look,
need to go sit down.
meanwhile over here at the overemployed making this 680.
With the 7-person staff.
I might
Okay.
go somewhere and sit down and manage the 7-person staff.
You need to go sit down. Who you want to be the boss? Be the boss of yourself. Be the boss of yourself.
Let me do it one more time. I just can't figure it out. And I just be like, I can't get it out of my head when people start talking because that I immediately put that sound on, and that's how they be sounding to me. And it don't matter if it's a man or a woman. That's just how it be sounding to me. And I'm like, okay, so this is my thing. What is the solution? I'm very solution oriented. I'm very like, okay. Like I'm one of the ones like, let me get up in the morning and my car is stolen. Okay, my car is stolen. It has been stolen. Let me look outside to make sure I'm not crazy, then roll down the hill or just, something like
Did I
that.
park it in another
Did,
spot?
did I park it in another spot? Was
Hey,
I
what's
that?
going
Look,
on?
did I come in that night? Was I that drunk?
What did I do?
What did I do? Did I leave that open? So I'm very okay. The car has been stolen. Step one, call the police. Step two, notify your insurance company because you have insurance. Step three, can I get a rental car? Step four, do I need to be at work today? I
How
need to
quickly
be at
can
work.
this happen for me?
Yeah. What's my steps?
What's the
Okay, cool.
process?
Yeah.
What is the process?
Yeah.
What
Hmm.
systems in place do I have to put in place to make this happen for me?
Right. Right. That's a cold sound. Sound like a new hip hop remix. We need to, yeah, yeah, yep. All right, so 375. That's where we were at before the wine started, and I don't have no cheese over here. All right, so 375 is the thing, right? And here's the other thing too. This is what another thing I found out too. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Yes, let's talk about this. All right, so look, while I was doing my research over this on over the overemployed too, right? The
Mhm.
other thing was that came up that was also said that needed to be said when you go file your taxes is you're gonna be overpaying for Social Security, and so you're gonna need that money back. So you need to let them know that you've overpaid for Social Security, and you need that money back. You got to let the
How we
people
get
know.
our Social Security money back, friend? We
That
get that money back.
you're overemployed, and they need to. There is See, that's what happened when I be on my own and just be drifting and be like wondering things. I be like, yeah, and then I hear something. I be like, yeah. All right, so let me look this up again. Let me remember where what video I was on for overpaid Social Security now, and yeah, so overpaid Social Security tax, right? What happens if I have two jobs and overpay Social Security? If you're switching jobs or working two jobs as an employee and your total wages for the calendar year exceeds Social Security, and this was back in that this one is for 2019, you may be overpaying Social Security. Unfortunately, you cannot stop the withholding, but you can get the money back.
I would love to call the Social Security office and be like, "Excuse me, you owe me money."
Listen, look, you're entitled to a refund of the excess amount if you overpay your FICA taxes.
I hope you guys are writing this stuff down, screenshotting it, and going back to look at this stuff.
I'm just here to deliver information, things that I find out.
You just don't be up all night for nothing.
Right.
You don't be losing sleep for nothing.
Right. Engineering Cannabis said, I'm still thinking of that 1.5 million job and hitting the dealership for you could if you're making 1.75. I'm not mad if you went and bought a foreign.
You
I'm
could
not
be waiting at the docks for it to get out of the cargo box. Like, that's me right there.
I dream of the day where I ordered my car online and I'm standing in front of my house and the big truck come down the street. It's gonna be soon, and the car come down the ramp.
And it sounded like butter. It's just purring.
Yeah, I'm dreaming of that day. My little car coming down the ramp. I'm dreaming of that day. I want my little car to come down the ramp, right?
Is it gonna be
Um,
a little car though?
yeah, it's gonna probably be a little car. It ain't gonna be a S class 580. That thing was too big.
It was like a young yacht. But what sidebar, I was cracking up. I ran into your homeboy last week and he had his classic Cutlass and I heard him talking to somebody and he was like, "Yeah, I got a 420 engine," and I was like, "You is missing some stuff. Like, gotta be 450 base, big block engine." And I was like, "Let me go, cause I don't want to be talking shit
Oh
to you."
yeah, you didn't had a tank up there.
I was like, I don't want let. I was like, "See y'all later." It's like I don't even want to talk cars with the fellas before y'all say I got BDE or something. Like
Yeah.
I'm a girl that likes big engines. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, engineering cannabis, you should be applying to them jobs at 1.75 million and a million
Now,
and 2 million
period, point
now.
blank.
Yeah, you should be applying to those now. Um, a boat on wheels, that is correct. Right. It is a boat on wheels.
Yacht.
Yeah. Yahtzee.
Yacht. That thing just goes like that. What's the Range Rover?
Oh,
It's
the
the
autobiography.
oh, that
Autobiography.
feels like a ship.
Yeah, I haven't drove to Westminster. They keep trying to get me out of mine.
I love big engines. Big engines, loud pipes. Love it.
Yeah, my car, my SUV. Is it an SUV? Is it what is it considered?
It's an SUV.
It's an SUV. It's 800 horsepower. It brings me so much joy.
It is joyful.
It's
I can say that. It's joyful. It's grown on me. It's definitely grown on me. And but I found over time that I like um convenient gadgets in like little extras.
But
Like that
it's
car is
older.
definitely all muscle.
The newer ones are more convenient, have more convenient gadgets. That one is 4 years old, so the gadgets have changed.
Yeah. So I mean, I love it. It is definitely grown on me. It has grown on me. But when you hit the speed button on it and you're over there playing, it'll veer off to the right on you. You
You
be
gotta
like,
bring it
wait
back.
a minute,
You gotta hold on to
wait
it.
a minute. But I love cars. I'm like a big kid when it comes to cars. Like if you meet me and you got a car with a big engine, you cannot know me for a can of paint, but you are going to find yourself letting me drive your car.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a car.
I'm going to test drive your car.
I'm probably more of a car fanatic than D. Like most definitely. No more of a car fanatic than D. Yeah, I be sitting in her cars and she just be liking them and then keep it pushing. I'm like, I know she didn't look at the whole video, but okay.
I mean, I told you I had to stop going with Tam to go run to the dealership. Running to the dealership with Tamika is a 3-day process. And she will pop up and be like, so let's go for a test drive.
I'm just trying to see what my options are and see what we doing out here.
Soon as they get something, soon as it's on the way, they call Tamika. They be like, it's on the way. What you gonna do about that? Or what they do is this is what I noticed they do. They call to buy a car. You're like, you don't need that no more. Let's buy it. And I'm like, oh, that's the setup. In a couple of days, it's
Like this one right here. Oh no.
oh, Natasha, my when I bought my Harley, when I got it and I rode it, I was like, wait a minute, it sounds like nothing. What is this? And they called it a sewing machine for 500 miles. Until I put that Thunderheader exhaust on there, I was like, I don't want to hear nothing. I want all the car alarms to go off when I ride by. I'm purposely revving it just to hear.
Cars
I
drive
want
by
it.
with the booming system.
It's terrible.
So this one right here is like one. I like this. I like what road car does to cars. I like how they do that. I call this Green Lantern. I drive that all day. I drive this all day. That thing look nice. That thing is nice. I see you. Carbon fiber. I see you. I'll pull up on you in that with they kit with they roll car with they kit. I'll pull up on you in that. I'll pull up on you in that. Don't worry about it. See, you need to go get it tuned. Here we go with the spammers. Yeah, don't hit that wall. Don't hit that wall. But yeah, I most definitely buy that. Gotta delete that person. Yeah, gotta delete that person. Yep. All right, 375 is what your take home is. What you doing with it? Where's that money going? 375. He got a total comp of 680. He's put $100,000 into other people to help do some work, and he's still left with $375,000. He worked that until last year. What is the tax bracket? So is that 37%? I think that's 37% for uh for that for 375. Now, provided that person is single, if that person married, they're getting away with something. I don't think you can if you're in a partnership, you still consider single, right? You be in the single tax bracket when y'all file, right? Or do you be in a joint tax bracket? I don't know, but I think you still be in the single. All right, so 375. Uh, well, let's say he 37% either way it go, but at 375, that's what he got left over. But he's still at the 680 mark. So yeah, he 37% either way it go. He 37% either way it go. Yeah, that 375 going into multiple things. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. If I got 375,000 left over after taxes, so we're gonna say we just cut it in halves. Let's just round up and say 40%. Let's just humor me here. And we just gonna multiply that by 40%. Just humor. So what's that one? Oh yeah, hold on. 375 times 40%. Yeah, 150. And divide that up by 12. So 12.5. I'm being generous here on this taxing. That's all I get. I get 12,000 a month to play with. I'm just saying if that was the case. But if that's not the case and we doing the 680, let's do the 680. And let's multiply that by, we'll say you're married. Oops. 251. 2966. That right? That don't seem right. So we got 680,000. We'll multiply that by 37%. And divide that by 12. Yeah. Birth about 21,000. 21,000. So you be all right. But I think it's actually more than that. But that's just general numbers here. Car rentals, no stock. You ain't going in no stock. You're not gonna buy no Amazon, no Apple. Mm, interesting. All right. So let me see what else we got here. I have one more. Three, and it's almost D's time.
Tim, let me go ahead and you're doing it in the wrong place. I was blocking them.
Oh, I was going over to the thing over here on my thing.
You were going to YouTube?
Mm.
Yeah, let me block it in our thing because I'm blocking them from coming back.
Oh.
When you're deleting it, it's letting them come back.
All right. Overemployed. Did I bring that one up? Yeah, I think I brought them both up. 1.75 million. Let me make sure if I brought this one up. Let me make sure. I'm just making sure I got off everything that we was gonna talk about on the overemployed. I want to make sure we got that taken care of. Yeah, that's the same one. Okay, so we got that done. Hold on real quick, people. Hold on. Let me take this call real quick. Hey man, I'm live right now.
I'm glad she put herself on. That works. So drop a one in the comments if you are on board with what we're talking about. Everybody taking notes. What's your next steps? Like based on where you're at now, what are your next steps to make it happen? I already know Natasha, she's on her path. She's taking her cert this month. Oh, that's some ones. What is your next step on your path? What are you doing? What is your action item? Or what are you currently doing to make it happen? Stacey, you learning Linux? And in learning Linux, what do you have your study plan together? Are you consistent? Are you doing a minimum of an hour a day? Yes, Christian, good plan. Good plan. Katie, you filling in your skills gap?
Yeah,
Now, have you picked out a couple of jobs that you like and or do you have a whole bunch of do you have a whole bunch of resumes? You have a targeted job that you're looking at, a position at a company? Kelvin, you're doing automation, you got Terraform and Ansible projects. Awesome, awesome. Good job, KB. Christian, you don't need another cert. You don't even but that's a good thing. Good job.
so
I hope you are doing everything that's on our hit list from our 101. All
you
right, Randy. And I responded to your email too, Randy.
so I wanted people to note this.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys are definitely got some next step. Engineering candidates, what you say? Um, Tools are important, but base skill is the key. Big data today still requires knowledge of stats, math, and knowledge. Can't can't stress enough the importance of the fundamentals. The fundamentals. Make sure you're doing the fundamentals. Make sure that you are
Red Hat.
understanding what you are learning. If you don't understand it and you just getting certs to hoard certs, it means nothing. You definitely need to understand what you are learning and how it applies to the job.
Did anybody catch us on Thursday on the Thursday show on DJAX security talk? Um,
And Katie, I'm just curious. You say you're improving on your soft skills. What are the soft skills that you think you need to improve on? And I'm just curious. That was a good panel.
Yeah, it wasn't long enough. I had way, I had way more content than that. I had way more than that. But I've been in touch with Mary. We're trying to get David on the show, and I most definitely me and Davin gonna link up. I am doing a show with Henry Friday, I believe. So I'll be over there. I'm trying to get in touch with Simone. I would like to have these two on the show on tech stocks and jobs. And Mary hit me up yesterday. We were supposed to link up last night and go over portfolio building and what she was interested in, so forth, and things she's been doing, classes she's been creating. Uh, Davin creates classes. Textual Chatter creates classes. Kev create. I think everybody creates a class, right? At some point, right? So I did want to bring this up to Cisco Systems is looking to move into downtown Atlanta, and they're looking to go into Midtown to build a 700 job innovation center in downtown Atlanta. So just a FYI of like where jobs are at. I use the Business Journal not just for jobs, not just to see what's going on in the world, but I use the Business Journal to find out what companies are underwater and how I can buy those companies, right? So if I come over here to the Business Journal and I can look up commercial real estate, what's going on, right? Um, and then I can select my city too, right? Let me select my city. So I don't know. Let's go. Let's go see what's in San Antonio. What's going on in San Antonio? Um, Makes a significant investment in San Antonio-based Utah group. Yo, y'all need to be watching out what's going on in Utah. There's a lot of money in Utah, and they investing everywhere. Y'all need to watch out. In fact, let's go to Utah. Salt Lake. Do they have one? They don't have it on here. What else is a major city in Utah? Salt Lake City. I don't see it on here. Wonder why Salt Lake ain't on here. That's very interesting. Hmm. Interesting.
Salt Lake, St. George, Ogden, Moab, Provo, Utah. So Park City, Utah, Logan.
Mm-mm.
They have a Washington, uh, Springfield.
I thought Salt Lake would be the thing. Because because the Delta Sky Club in Salt Lake City is quite nice.
It's plenty bread. Now they may be married to each other. Sisters, cousins, and friends.
All right, so Bridge IT moves its new headquarters to its growing ranks of employees. Bridgehead IT. You can also just click on technology, and then do a deeper dive. I also have a thing with the Business Journal too. I just try to stay, ahead of what everybody is talking about, right? Door Software Lab taps former CEO, blah blah blah, leadership role, layoff, aren't an economic warning bell. Business automation is the key to combating labor shortages, and they're hiring people to automate stuff. Um, Tesla, we saw Tesla cuts. That's why I say like you got to stick with the companies that have been around for a minute. Like I try to stick with those because they're just. I mean, and here's worst case scenario. And I said this on the show, and I said this before, and we talked about this Thursday night. I think Randy was there Thursday night. Eloquandria, you were there Thursday night. You know, a lot of people were there Thursday night. This is on the Discord. This is Anton Daniels Discord. I got off that show, and then I went over to the Discord, and we was on the Discord to 1 o'clock in the morning my time, which is Mount Standard Time, which means people who was on the East Coast was on there at 3 o'clock, and from what I hear, y'all started at 7. We talked for a very long time. All right. So one of the things we talked about was getting your security clearance. Your security clearance is one of them things where you say, okay, I got my security clearance, and now I'm just gonna work the circuit, right? I'm just gonna work the circuit. I'm just gonna work Any government contract, I'm just gonna work that, right? So let's say you get tired of doing that, right? You get tired of doing that. You really got 2 years. Now I heard they stopped doing this, but then again, I'm not sure what you can leave for 2 years and then come back. So you leave for them 2 years and then you come back. And in them 2 years, you may go out and go grab that job that's that 1.75 million and stack all that money, right? And then come back and then go from there. Nope, we don't have a Discord. We got a Slack. This is Anton Daniels Discord. I just happened to click on it and we got in there and we just got the vibing and talking about money, right? We were talking about sign-on bonuses, $100,000 for a sign-on bonus. Going off to say you got deployed to, and I went over this before, right? And I went over this with this group before. When it comes to jobs, um, let's see. He's billing. He's talking about billing. Hold on. Let me talk about a job that I talked about. I talked about this job before, and this job is in Perth. Let me get the guy name. Dave. Oops, I'm spelling it wrong. All right, Dave Myers. All right, this is the job. Mm, All right. The job pays somewhere between 175 to 200 before 20% uplift. Then you get a housing allowance with COLA, which plus 15%. So that should work out to be an extra 5,000 a month on top of your base salary plus 20%. They automatically put into your 401k regardless of how much you make. So if you make, say you went in making 250, they're gonna automatically put 20% into your 401k. And then you're gonna also accrue time off, and so that time off that you accrue, you don't have to use it. You can save it, and you can get paid out for that. Plus your base pay, so it puts you anywhere from 300 to 325, maybe even 350 a year for that. And that contract is probably like a renewal contract. It's like an indefinite renewal type of thing. Like you go and you stay over there for 3 years. They renew the contract, and so some guys they had been over there long enough, and so they probably made enough money being over there to pay off everything because you don't have to pay for housing. You don't need no car. You're on the base, so you don't pay no car note. You ain't paying for housing. What most people do when they go overseas, this is what they do. This is how they do it. They go ahead and they put their house either on the market to sell, or they find a property manager and they rent their house out. Any cars that they have, they sell them. They go ahead and sell those cars. And once they sell those cars, they go ahead and live off of the money that they make. Well, remember, food and housing is you getting paid for food and housing. So you're not leaving the base. So every paycheck you get, you're putting it away. So now let's flip the table. Let's take that same, let's go and say you make 375, right? Let's go and say you make that 375. Let's flip that table and say, okay, well, this 375, and here's the other thing. I'm not sure if you go to Perth if it's $96,000 tax free, up to $96,000 tax free, and then you pay taxes on top of that. I'm not sure on that one, but let's put for sake of argument, we just gonna say you get the three, you come out and you make 375. All right, so let's do 375, and we multiply that by that. It was a point 37. Oh, that's why it came out wrong. I should be multiplying by your take home. See, so it is minus 30. Oops, this is what it was. That's why I came up like that. Don't seem right. It's 100 minus 37%. So it's 63%. That's what it was. That's why I didn't look right the last time. 63%. So that 680 that we had, that's why I was like, that don't look right. It's 680,000 that you have times 0.63 is that's not right. Oh, maybe that, yeah, that's right. Divided by 12. That's right. 35,000. I'm like that 20,000 didn't seem right. Yeah, it's 35,000 that you'll be taking home. All right. So there's 375 times 0.63 and divide that by 12. Oops. Do 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 do. You'll be roughly taking home about 19.6, 19.6, roughly about 20,000, right? You'll be taking home roughly about 20,000 at 375. At 680, you'll be taking home 35,000, and that's a month. So imagine stacking away basically 375 a month. I mean 375 a year. So you stay over there for 3 years, right? Say you putting away 20,000 a month, um, times 12 times 3. 720. Most people probably going to stay for 5 so they can stack a million, right? They go ahead and probably stay for 5 to 7 years, stack all that money. When they come back to the states, now the choice is yours. Are you gonna take all that money and go buy a house? Like if you saved up 2 million, right? And you take off, let's say you find a house. Let's say you stack up and you go over there and you stack up. You go buy a house for 300,000, right? You still left with 1.7 million. Hopefully, as that money now, that I haven't invested that money either, right? We talking about you need to invest that money so it can compound, right? That's what we need. So you want that money to compound as well too, right? So that's something that y'all got to think about. Hey, I'm being generous. I don't know. I don't know what people budgets are. I'm just putting numbers out there. 300, 500. I don't know where you living at. I don't know if you're gonna go get a house in Ohio in out on some land. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I'm thinking you're gonna spend anywhere from 3 to 600,000 for a house. So now you have to ask yourself the question: Is going over there and making 720 enough? Because you want to pay cash, or you need to go over there and try to stay over there for them to make 2 million, or what other ways can you get to 2 million? Right? What other ways can you get to 2 million? Right? All right, so make sure I cover everything. Which one is this one? Yeah, I'm making sure I covered everything.
I'm Nikita. I'm Nikita.
Oh yeah. All right. So another way to make money in tech, bug bounty programs. So Hacker One, Bug Crowd, bug bounty programs. Some people find bugs in code or Amazon or something like that, and they pay them, right? So we got bug bounty programs, right? So Hacker One is one. Whenever it decides to show up, but they also talk about let's look up bug bounty payouts. And you can go to conferences too, and some of the conferences actually pay out, right? Um, Let's see, bug bounty highlights for 2021. This is more than double our bug bounty payouts, approximately 460 in 2022. We watched our maximum bounty of 50,000 for a CVSS 10 issue for the first time in 2021. Shopify bug bounty program raises maximum payout in 2022. Bug bounty program highlights $1 million in bug bounties paid out last year. We hit a milestone last year in terms of overall payouts. This is more than double, blah, blah, blah. It's clear that hackers are learning to dig deeper and find impactful bugs and so forth. So bug bounty programs is another way in order to find in order to make money inside of tech, right? Just another way that you can get in. Like those that want to learn security, this is a excellent way to learn about security. Start learning Kali Linux, join these different forums, and then start looking at bug bounty programs in order to get in on some money on the side, right? Uh, and then if you are doing that and you've never done it before, document the process of how you came into bug bounty programs and so forth, right? So bug crowd is another one. Um, bug bounty, right? Most companies have a public bug bounty program. Nordstrom's probably has one. Every major company has some type of public bug bounty list, right? Where you can go and learn. You can go and say, okay, what is it that you got? So here's ATT bug bounty program that I just clicked on. Adobe has a bug bounty program. Every software has some type of program. Verizon, Chick Fil A, all of them have some type of bug bounty program. Walmart, not Verizon, but Target has one, and Target has an IT department and a very very big security department, and they be at all the conferences as well too, right? Anytime you use your phone, they got a bug bounty program, right? Apple has a bug bounty program for the Macs and everything, right? Trying to find a flaw in it where somebody can take control and do malicious things to it if they do X, Y, and Z. And a lot of people make their money on these bug bounty programs and they go speak at conferences. Okay, back to conferences. Black Hat is another security conference that's major that everybody goes to. B-sides are your local conferences, security conferences that people go to. And then there is another set of slew of smaller conferences that people go to. And none of these conferences are international. Speaking of international, D, we're switching subjects real quick. Come back. All right. I talked to you about this yesterday. This is just a sidebar. This is where in reality where I get into my soapbox on like loyalty versus non-loyalty. Okay. Has anybody been keeping up on who made the new billionaires list? We saw that LeBron James made it, and we saw who else made it.
Tiger.
Tiger Woods, right? But
Yes.
peep the game though, right?
Hmm.
So the Saudis are like, screw you and your PGA tournament. We're gonna start having our own tournament, right? And so PGA was like, "Oh, really? We ain't worried about y'all." And then they was like, "Oh yeah, we worried about y'all now.
You need to be worried about us.
You
That's
worried
what the
about
Saudi said. You need to be worried about us. And PGA was like, not really. And
it."
then the Saudis was like, break bread and play dead. Like old girl said the other day.
Right. So
Break bread and play dead.
yeah, right. So again, so now the PJ is like anybody that go over there and sign up, we ain't gonna let you come back. But if Phil Nicholson was like, they paying me $220, $220 million to show up for one to show up.
To show up. I don't even
I
have
ain't
to
gotta.
win.
I don't even
I
gotta
just have to
win.
play.
I ain't even
I
gotta
just have to
win.
play.
So
A game
again,
that I love, that
again.
I play anyway.
So what I'm simply saying is this: how long has Phil and his and the crew been playing in this PGA tournament?
Getting pimped out.
And then the Saudis come over and there's like, here, here you,
But you know,
here.
it goes to show you the cockiness of Americans at times. They like, what? I mean, especially at that age, you like, I just wait.
They gave I think Phil is I think when I looked it up, Phil was worth 220 million. They gave him 220. They gave him his net worth to come play one game.
To play the game, to show up and just play the game.
They say Tiger turned it down, and they said they had offered Tiger $1 billion to come play, and Tiger turned it down.
You already know.
Tiger ain't married to me because I'd be like, you take your ass off.
Tiger's already caught. I love Tiger. He's already his choices
I
are
know
already
he made $1
questionable.
billion, but
I would have been like, let's go.
Take
I would
your
have
ass
packed
on
up his
over.
little luggage and his golf cart and all that stuff. I'd be like, come on, babe. What I gotta wear?
We walking around like this.
Right, what we doing? Where we going?
Ciao, bye.
Let's go, babe. Let's go. Why does Tiger do a lot of things?
I don't know why Tiger turned it down. Tiger, you don't bring your ass on.
If you don't get
look, I ain't gonna say.
I'm ready.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm ready.
I ain't gonna say nothing, but we be loyal, but they don't be loyal. They's like, we out.
Bye.
I get it. Tiger is like, I got enough money. Tiger, you ain't got this money, my G.
But and then it goes to show, like, if you had that much money, like the impact, like that's one thing that I appreciate about a LeBron James. Like his money moves are so strategic and what he wants to do for community with that. I hats off. But I would have like, come on, Tiger. Let's go, Tiger. It's time. It's time. I don't know what's wrong with Tiger. Somebody needs to go text Tiger right now.
Tiger reportedly,
what's the matter, honey?
Tiger reportedly turned down 9-figure deal to join the Saudi sports washing golf tournament.
Tiger was like, I cannot be bought. You cannot get my cookies for this.
You could have got my cookies.
And he could have got mine too.
Yeah,
like, call me what you want to, but don't call me hungry.
Hey, y'all call me whatever you want to.
Wait.
That's right. Haji on deck.
Are we ready? Are you back? Do you need some help? Let us go.
Look, I'm getting on the plane just like that. Sitting in first class.
Drinking my champagne through a straw. Yeah. Ready.
But I'm saying that to say this, right? When money comes to you like that, right? Especially on the side with bug bounty programs and other jobs and stuff, my question has always been, what are y'all gonna do? Because everybody's always like, I'm getting to the bag, I'm out here and I'm doing real estate. We talking at conference, we doing this, we dot. But are you making money? Or you just trading time for money? Or you just sitting on the sideline and like, damn, dog, wish I would have made that money, or invested that money, but now I got to get back out here and make some more money, right? Like, no lie. this is probably gonna go off the rail here, so it is what it is. How much money do you can talk about this? We getting ready to go A Town Stomp, right? How much money do you think the strippers make in Atlanta when it's Super Bowl?
How much money do you think they make people?
Well, you see them get hit in the head on a regular night with a stack.
They went down to the Super Bowl and was stripping out of the back of U-Hauls.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. I don't care what nobody be talking about on all these other channels. I'm from Atlanta. I done y'all can say whatever it is y'all want, right? Sex sells and men buy. And women
Women
do
buy.
too. And
People
women
buy.
do too. People buy.
People buy.
I don't care what y'all talk. It's a reason why Bad Babby made $55 million. Bad Babby, whatever her name, but look,
I see.
Baducious Baduka, whatever her name is,
see.
Baducious Baduka, Bad Babby,
Who is it?
whatever that girl name is.
Ooh, can't. I can't.
I'm just saying, the proof is in the pudding.
Numbers don't lie.
I was just talking to Dion. I was like, what did Anna Nicole say to that old man to be like, for him to be like, I'm leaving everything to you?
Whatever you like. That's what she said.
Whatever you
Whatever
like.
you like.
Whatever. Bark like a dog.
Whatever you like. Rolled him right on the way. She rolled him everywhere. Every time he seen her and that man, she was posting up on his lap. Just rolled him. I would have been where we go rolling him off.
Like, I'm just saying, like, this is just one of the things that happens. Like, I don't care. Like, y'all can go and look. Like, I'm from Atlanta. I've been in the strip clubs. I've seen the people come in there. They come in there with their backpack full of ones, hundreds and stuff. Wait, look, Diddy has spent a lot of money. Bad boy has spent a lot of money in Atlanta in the strip club. Wu Tang has spent a lot of money in Atlanta in the strip club. All of the rappers,
All over the country.
Nelly has
All
spent
over
a
the world.
lot of money in the strip club in Atlanta. And he spent a lot of money in the club, period. All of them has spent a lot of money in the club, period. Like, don't be fooled. Them boys have spent a lot of money in the club.
Shoot, I've been in places where that stuff been around. I was like, wait a minute.
Is that a whole lot?
Wait a minute.
Is that 100 floating? Oh,
Wait a minute.
thank you. Look, I don't care what y'all talk about. I don't care what everybody talk about on all these other channels. Like, men ain't gonna pay for this, and men ain't doing this, and men ain't doing it. I don't know them men. I can't say I've been on a date with them. I've been on two stupid dates, and I was like, I was giving y'all a shot. But other than that, I just don't know those people. I don't know men that act like that. I don't know men that take a woman out on a date and be like that one that went viral. Like, I don't know no men that do that. Like, take you out on a date. He got on a t-shirt. He looked ungroomed, and then he was like, "You pay for your own meal because you ain't gonna give me none." Give you some for like. Let's really like. I be really having to put this in my head. Like, give you some for $42. But here's the thing. Then this when me and Dion talk about this all the time. Then you be wondering like, don't treat me like a trick. The man don't want to be treated like a trick. Well, you acting like a
You're
trick.
transactional. Transactional. Like, you treat yourself like that, sir.
I bought Ruth Chris, and now I bought you a steak. So
what it do, boo?
Right? like you're leading with that. And women, y'all gotta stop being like, okay, I'll go do it if you need, if that's what it's gonna take. Stop. Stop. That's why I preach every man and woman on this channel, go get your money so you can have options. Because if somebody come to me and be like, I'm not gonna pay your man, I'd be like, oh, okay, no problem.
Waiter, can you bring me another?
Yeah,
Yes. Can I? What?
bring me a bottle. Let
You have a good.
let me call my
Make
friends and
sure
see what
you're
they
taking.
doing.
Make sure you take care of that. We have a good night.
Yeah, I'm not finna
You have a
argue
good
with
night.
that. I'm not gonna argue with that. Anything, any place I go, any place that someone takes me, I can afford to pay for myself and possibly them too. I ain't gonna say no possibly, but I could. But I'm not. But I'm okay. I think my mom always said you go on a date, you need to make sure you got some money. I don't know how you go on a date, don't have no money. I don't need. First off, Dia tell you this. I don't even want you to pick me up from my house.
You can't even pick me up. I'm gonna meet you there. Like you're not about to get out here and act crazy with me. Hey, find your way back home, boy. You was about what? Anyway. This is how we Lennox. That's too off the rail for me. I can't.
I'm
I
just,
absolutely
but
cannot.
no, it's still on the rail. What I'm simply saying is, get your money up. I don't care if you are a man or a woman. I don't care if you are married. I don't care if you are in a partnership. I don't care if you laying in the bed and only can type with your fingers. Get your money up so you can have and do what you need to do, whether it's invest, whether you paying for a meal, whether you buying meals, whether you going on trips, whether you buying a timeshare. I don't care. You bought a house in St. Lucia and you're going there because you bought the house in St. Lucia. Yeah, it's an income producing property. Or you bought an income producing property, which brings up my other point, in Puerto Rico. That was the other big thing that took place over the past couple of years, is people going to Puerto Rico and buying and opening up businesses in Puerto Rico. Why? Because they don't have to pay federal taxes on that. And then they hire somebody. You only need one employee. You don't need multiple. You only need one employee. You only need one employee, and then you tax free, and you need to be over there 6 months out of the year. But oh my God, you're in Puerto Rico for 6 months out of the year. Oh, whoa, it's me, and you staying in a condo that you paid for, right? And now, and you got a business over there, and you just chilling, right? Just don't go during hurricane season, right? So again, so many loopholes, so many different things uh, that we discussed today. I hope y'all go back and look at these videos over and over again. I hope you get an idea of things and so forth, right? Anything before we depart? I don't know. Did anybody want to come up? I didn't think we opened it up to anybody. We've been
No,
chomping it up. You said we don't need to.
no, I said no, we did. That's what I said.
Okay,
No, we did.
okay. I don't know if somebody wanted to come up. You let me know. Let us know in the chat. But is there anything else, D?
I think we touched on a lot of stuff. I think that's enough to let it sizzle in people's spirit until Wednesday. So I put your. Oh, let's see. That is funny. Free said, I put y'all on speaker. My husband heard y'all and he was like, who is that talking? Now they making sense. That's a real woman. I was like, yeah, that's why I watch it.
Yeah, like oh, we having time for that. Make all man. Look, look. The black community has been on the decline as far as housing go. Let me say this, and no offense, but most of black people is renting. It's what I'm seeing in the stats. And people say I don't believe stats. Whatever, right? Whatever. You don't believe in whatever. The other part of this is there's 800 million homes that need to be built. So that means somebody don't have a house right now, or they waiting on a
Somebody need to
house.
build them.
Somebody need to build them. Go build.
Opportunity.
Go buy. Go buy some land. Go build. Go buy. Go build. Right? Go buy some land. Go develop it. Go build it. Go look for land that already has water and lights and sewage ran to it. Go build it. Go build on the land. You don't have to build in the major cities. You can build on the outskirts. Um, you can do property preservation. Somebody out there that ain't got their grass cut. It's somebody out there that's got a bad roof. It's somebody out there that need appliance repaired. It is somebody out there that needs something. Go create and build. Go buy a business. Somebody need their pool clean right now. Somebody need their pool clean right now.
And it's been raining. I said, I'm just going to take the pool cleaning. I'm going to take the course. There's a course around here somewhere. I'm going to go sign up and get me a pool cleaning certificate.
Right? I don't know if I'm gonna do a live about that data center. About doing the buying the data centers. I'm trying to get in touch with a couple of people right now so I can do some business development and get some people into them, but they're still in the works. Um, I've been looking at some of these spaces for crypto and as well. Some people are looking to go into a space and so they can mine crypto as well. So I've been looking at people for that. Um, I also have been looking for a very long time at our own innovation center. That was one of our biggest plans was to have a Women in Linux Innovation Center, um, where we could actually bring people in and get them going and learn without excuses. I don't want to hear no more. No, no, my head can't take it. Right. So there are a lot of things that are in play that are in the works. Um, we have been we've been approached several times to make a book. People have asked me to make a book several times. Um, I never really saw us doing the book per se. I more saw us doing like a TV show, like taking tech stocks and jobs and literally turning that into a TV show. But we can't do a TV show where it's clean, right? We gotta do a TV show because we gotta have drama, right? We gotta have drama. We gotta have drama. So I don't know. It's a lot of thoughts out there. A lot of things that we could do. A lot of things I want to do. There's merchandise. There is so many things. My metaverse idea that I have. I got it written out in on my stuff. Yep. I thought about a game show. Yep. Um, just a lot of little things that I thought about. But I'm only one person, so and D is only one person, so it takes a team to build all of that stuff out, right?
And we're two people
We two people. What now?
that need some help.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Dia get off on one thing and be good on it for like a hot 3 days, and then I would like, D, what is that? Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So much going on in my head. But I have a plan. You talked about me like a dog the other day, but that's a whole nother
You
something
want to talk about you like a dog?
about me and my memory.
Oh,
You even sent me something on Instagram about it. I was like, it's okay.
it is the worst.
Tamika, she thinks she sent me something to one email and it don't be there.
It do. It is there.
No.
Yes, it is. I do. Want me to screenshot? Want me to pull it up for you right now?
No.
Okay. I got receipts. You know I'm a receipts person. Receipts person. Free said she wanted to volunteer. I know Alaquandria said she wanted to volunteer um, on some stuff. Got a lot of little stuff. I'm trying to get it to the point where, and I told Dee this. I said I don't want people to volunteer their time like that. I rather pay people for their time. So that's where I want to be. I want to be able to pay people for their time. Um, and also not just pay you for your time, also help guide you. Like one of my big things, and this is like a dream for me, was to have my own car wash business. And in my car wash business, you come work for me, but you can't work for me no more than maybe a year or two, because you will be learning how to break into tech and then getting your certification to go work in tech. You can't work for me for more than a year. I won't let you. Just my thoughts, random thoughts there. That's my random thoughts. So D, nobody wanted to come up. I don't think. All right. So make sure y'all invest. Make sure y'all go look at last week's show for estate planning. I posted in we posted in the chat where I got those things from. If not, I also put those inside of Creating Wealth. That's the channel where I usually post anything at. For those of you that are not sure about being overemployed, or if you are overemployed, get your FICA tax back. D Day back.
And I'm on it. One click.
And then also make sure that you get oh yeah, they are there. Also make sure that you are talking to your family members about the inherited tax. I mean, inherited 401k, inherited IRAs, and what that tax bracket could do to you, especially with those that have boomers that have a lot of money. Go check out the Crummy Trust. Go read about the Secure Act 2.0. Also read about the situation with the cryptocurrency that I brought up today. I don't remember the name, but I brought it up earlier. You can go back and look at that. The next one is the other thing to look at is also what is it like for you to get money for your trust as well too. What you mean 8 p.m. D block?
Q4 asked what time is the Linux training on Wednesday.
Okay. Also make sure that you get your make sure you look into scholarships, conferences, how to attend those conferences, volunteer speaking at those conferences as well. The travel fund for for those conferences. A lot of conferences have travel funds for those, as well as being able to not just talk at conferences, but also get scholarships for like the Linux Foundation or Gremlin, which they all a lot of these places offer scholarships in order to learn. Look up apprenticeships. I've covered that as well too. Scholarships to not just the bigger conferences, but look at the smaller conferences because they have scholarships and also they have discounts on tickets as well too. Check out the meetups, papercall.io, Eventbrite. I'm sure I'm leaving out a ton of things off the top of my head, but you have them. Go check them out. You want to get to Slack, you go to womeninlinux.org, hit connect. That's how you get to our Slack. We teach every Wednesday. I need to finish up that class and get and go. All right. So I hope y'all enjoy it, have fun, live your life in abundance. Don't worry about what other people are doing in terms of not progressing forward. You can't worry about everybody. You can't bring everybody along, and everybody ain't meant to go alone, right? So people have their own train that they got to be on. They have their own destiny. They have their own work that they have to do. You can't do the work for them. You can only show them the way, and they have to do the work themselves. But a lot of people will sit on the sideline and complain about it. And we talked about this Thursday night. We talked about how people would look at you and tell you that you think you better than me because you're doing something different than what they're doing. And it's not that you think you better. You just know there are things that you can do and you're
Or
doing.
they don't understand it.
Yeah. So don't be afraid of moving forward without people. Sometimes they need to take their time and
Lack of
and
understanding breeds insecurity.
yep, yep. And also last but not least, it be your own kind that don't even be excited for you. So you can't worry about that either. Me? Are you saying me? I'm not excited for you?
You're excited about for me all the time.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was gonna click you down. Like, in my head, let me tell you, no lie, in my head, I was like, what that bitch talking about?
No, I just wanted to hear what you was gonna say. I thought you was gonna say that. Me? You know I like poking the bear. I'm like, what? Is this where we at? This where we at? I was finna be the mad rent. I was finna do my mad I would
rent.
have dropped myself down. Like,
Sweat. I'm the cheerleader squad over here, boy.
Jenny the church lady finger. No, no. Well, thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate you as always. We will see you Wednesday. Sign up at women in meetup.com/women in Linux for the meetup on Wednesday. It starts 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We do have a playlist for previous meetups on YouTube as well. So thank you.
All right, now y'all be safe.